So come down and we'll start lying all the way down. So come onto your backs, feet to the edges of the mat so they're not quite close together, they're out to the side, and then your knees are going to drop in, so you've got that inward rotation that we sometimes create. Rest the hands onto your belly. You can either have both hands on the belly, or you can have one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. And just take a few deep breaths. Big exhales if that's what you need. Breathe in. Big exhale all the way out. Using that exhale breath to let go, to drop, to release. And using that inhale breath to create space, to open the rib cage, to open the chest, to expand. Maybe as you become comfortable in the legs, you can wriggle your feet a little wider. Gets quite intense quite quickly, but see how that feels. Open around the upper thigh. Notice if it gets quite intense, if you try and stop and hold the breath. So don't let that happen. Encourage the breath to continue to carry on. That breath's going to run all the way throughout the practice. And then reach down for the thighs, bring the knees into the chest, hug the knees in. You can take them slightly wider than the body, so just take them out to the side a little. So you can bring them down a bit closer towards the armpits, towards the ground. And then happy baby, kick your feet to the sky, reach for your ankles or for your feet. As you're doing that, as you're pulling the feet down, see if you can lengthen the tailbone to the floor. So lengthen the lower back. Try not to have such a lift through the lower back, but try and lengthen it down. Draw your shoulders into the mat. Weight through the back of the shoulders. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. One more breath. And exhale, then just bring the feet in together, rock up, find a seat, cross the legs, place the hands onto the knees. Draw the shoulders up to the ears, and then squeeze and take them back and down. Draw them all the way up to the ears, and I want you to feel that, so really pinch them into the side of the neck, and then take that away. 2 more like that, all the way up. Squeeze into the side of the neck, and then take them down. 1 more all the way up. Find that squeeze, and then take them back and down. Go the opposite way, so draw them back first of all, and then bring them up and forwards, back and down, all the way up and forwards. So really moving in the shoulders. 1 more, take them back, all the way up, and bring it forwards. Then come over, place your hands to the floor, step your knees back, find all fours, hands and knees. Spread the hands wide. Just make sure you can see the mat between the fingers, so you've got a really wide grip down through the hands. Inhale, open the chest and the tailbone back, draw the shoulders down. That should feel strong through the back. Exhale, waist in, spine rounds, chin to chest. Inhale, forwards. Open the chest, push the hands down, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Constantly trying to lengthen the arms. Open the upper back. Inhale. And big exhale. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale. And keep that rounded shape through the spine. Take your right foot out to the side and to the outside of your right hand. And then reach your right arm up to the sky. So just a gentle twist to start with. Push your left hand down, reach the right fingertips up, and just draw some circles into that right wrist. So just open through the right wrist, mobilize into that right wrist. And then bring your right hand down inside of the right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee off the floor, and then gaze forward. So you open through that back leg, through the back hip, through that left thigh. And you can rock forwards and back on the toes if you like. So just start moving forwards and backwards, opening through the left hip. Getting used to weight down through the hands as well, warming up the wrists. And then rest the back knee. Step your left knee and your right knee back. Big step, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Rotations through that left wrist. And just open out through the wrist. Both ways. And then you can bring that left hand down, tuck the back toes, straighten your back leg, right knee lifts off the floor, gaze forwards, lengthen the chest and the heart forwards. Breathe in, breathe out into the right hip. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, rest your right knee, take your left knee back. Tuck both toes, stretch into your downward facing dog. So lift your hips, lengthen down through the heels, pedal on the spot. You might take that really slow, or you might move a bit quicker depending how you're feeling into the backs of the legs. You might be perfectly fine in stillness. You might just use the breath to deepen that stretch. Use the hands, push down. The more you can push into the upper body, the more that's going to allow you to lift the hips and therefore stretch down the backs of the legs. Inhale, bring your body forwards to a plank position. Hold that plank position. Gaze just beyond the top of the mat, allowing you to open across the shoulders and the neck. Rest your knees down. Take your chest and chin all the way to the floor. Point the toes, hands lift off the ground, open the chest, inhale. Exhale, hands down, tuck your toes, take it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Bend your knees, walk the feet forwards, bring it all the way to the top of the mat. And then bend your knees enough that you can comfortably rest the body down. Take your first two fingers, hook around the big toe. Pull the elbows out, bring the chin and the chest in. So you're coming down with the upper body, lifting the hips as you do so. Imagine someone's got their fingers hooking through the belt loop on your trousers, on your jeans, and they're lifting your hips up to the ceiling. You're going to feel that length come down the backs of the legs. Release the hands to the floor. Inhale, extend the spine, look beyond the top of the mat, straighten the back. Exhale, fold down deeper. Two more there. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, fold. Lengthen, extend. Exhale, fold. Now roll up to standing. So pull the waist in. Curl up through the spine. Take your time. One vertebrae stacks on top of the other vertebrae until you come all the way up. Shoulders draw up to the ears. Roll them back and down. Interlace your hands behind the back. Take your knuckles away. Lift your chest forward. You can look a bit higher up to the ceiling if you want to open around the throat and the neck. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend the knees here, fold forwards, reach your hands up to the sky. Head relaxes, shoulders are heavy. Imaginary lift because you're being carried The hips are lifting. Someone's got their hands through that belt loop. They're lifting the weight of your lower body. And then relax, let the hands come down to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. And just see now if there's more space through the backs of the legs, around the hips, the side of the body. Looking to the hands with an inhale, step your right foot forwards. Rest your back knee down. Keep the toes tucked. Reach the arms up to the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, move a bit deeper into that left hip. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, you encourage movement into that left thigh. So moving with the breath in. And then out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Next time you inhale, bring the hands to a prayer position. Exhale, take the left elbow outside of the right thigh. You have a twist. Looking up to the ceiling, open the chest. Now, as you're twisting, see how much space you can create between the chest and the thumbs. So try not to have the hands and the thumbs right in close to the chest, but instead almost lean back in your twist. So you open out that space, the front of the body. Take another inhale. Exhale, look down to the ground. Place both hands down. Tuck the back toes. Straighten your left leg off the floor. And then turn the left toes out. Windmill open, warrior two. So take the arms out wide. Bend into that right knee. Stretch and reach across the arm. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Turn the right toes in. Hands to the hips, forward fold, take it all the way down. Hands find the ground. Knees can bend, don't have to be super straight through the backs of the legs. Let the weight of your upper body relax down. Maybe rock side to side. You might even bounce a little there. Just bring some movement into it so it's not rigid or tight. Inhale. Exhale. Hands walk back to the top of the mat. So frame your right foot. Let your left knee rest back down to the floor again. Bring your right hand inside of the right foot and then straighten your right leg. Pull the right toes back to the face. Pull the waist in. So try and draw in, lock in through the center of the body. And make sure those right toes are pulling back as well. So don't just let that foot be relaxed. Pull the toes back so it's really strong through that right thigh. And the other thing you can notice is see if you're taking that left hip all the way back. I want you to keep that left hip over the left knee. So don't send it too far back. Try and keep a right angle behind that left knee. Take your left hand out to the side so it comes off your mat to the left side of the room. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Lift your right arm nice and high. Open all the way down through the back of the right leg, but also now maybe into the outside of the right hip and the waist. Breathe in. Breathe out one. Inhale. Exhale two. Inhale. Exhale three. Bring that right hand down. Place the hands down. Just bring the right knee next to the left knee. Take a cat-cow so you can look forwards, open the chest. Round through the spine. Waist stays in, toes tuck. Hips lift to the sky, stretch into downward facing. Finding more depth each time you come back here. And finding more balance. So it becomes a stronger posture as you become, I mean, not that that should be the word, but as you become better at it or become more familiar with it, then it becomes stronger. So it doesn't really get any easier because you adapt, you can strengthen more, you can fine tune it, you can pull the waist in, maybe pull the lower ribs in, but you do become less worried about face planting. That does happen. Look to the hands. Step your left foot forward. Rest your back knee down. And then inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. So lift up. And then on that exhale, you move more into the hip. So your inhale gives you some space. Exhale gives you time to move into it. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Lift. Hands into prayer. Exhale, twist. So the right elbow this time outside of the left knee. Look up to the ceiling. And then again, a slight lean back, just so you're not too squashed over that left thigh. Long breath. Trying to find such a calm, long breath that maybe you can even add a pause at the top of the breath. And then you take the exhale. It becomes relaxed. We're not rushing. You can look down to the ground. Take both hands down to the ground. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee off the floor. Turn your right toes out. Push into the feet. Windmill the arms open, warrior two. Open out wide. Lengthen across the fingertips. Pull your waist in. Stretch across the arms. Straighten the left leg. Turn your left toes in. Reach the arms up to the sky this time. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. Take it all the way forwards and down. Hands come to the ground. Fold the body forwards. You have your hands for support, so use the hands. Just practice tipping the weight into the front of the feet. So into the balls of the feet, into the toes, rather than just in the heels. Breathe in. Breathe out one. Breathe in. Breathe out two. Inhale. Exhale three. Look to the left toes. Walk the hands back to the top of the mat. Rest that back knee again. So rest your right knee down. Bring both hands inside of your left foot and then straighten that left leg. So walk your hands back as you straighten the left leg. And then you can see here again, I just want you to make sure there's a right angle at that right knee. You're not here, so try not to lean further back. That's more unnecessary stress on the knee. So we want that back knee to be 90 degrees, there or thereabouts. Left toes pull back to the face. Waist draws in, so constantly supporting the lower back. There's plenty of times where we really deeply relax, but when we're in the postures and we're moving into them, we want to support the lower back and the waist. We want to pull in, use the hip flexors to help us in that fold. Take a breath. Exhale. Right hand out to the side, so right hand comes off the mat. Left arm reaches up to the sky for a big twist. Breathe in and out. So it becomes a stretch into the side of the waist. Open out that side body. Reach up through the left fingertips. Push down into the right fingertips or the right hand. And then bring both hands down. Take the left knee back next to the right knee. Hands forwards, lower all the way down to the ground. Point the toes, squeeze your glutes, draw the shoulders together, and then lift the chest. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Doesn't have to be a huge movement. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Sit back into a child's pose. So take the knees out wide. Bring the toes to touch. Stretch your hips to the back of the mat. Rest your forehead to the floor. If it doesn't quite come to the floor, stack your wrists, make a pillar, a tower for the forehead. Breathe in here. Breathe out one. I want you to feel that breath. So push the breath down into the belly. And then the belly will push into the thighs. So there's some expansion there. Lengthening the breath. Finding that pause. Finding the pause brings this sense of calmness. And then we can bring that off the mat. So when things fire up or start up, we want to find a pause before we react. So we get used to slowing things down in real life, slowing our reactions down. Not reacting to everything in the spur of the moment, but taking time to think, process, and then react. And all we're doing in our practice is giving our body time to think, process, and then often move into more space or adapt. Push down into the hands. Bring yourself up all fours, hands and knees. Take the right leg back. Try not to let the waist drop. So kick that right leg back. Stretch your left arm forwards. So you have opposite arm and opposite leg reaching away from you. Now just make sure you're not sinking around that right shoulder. So push into your right hand and lift the ear away from the shoulder. So don't collapse through the right arm. Take the left hand down to the floor. Bring the right knee down. Switch to the other side. Just simple. Take the left leg back. Reach the right arm forwards. Push down more into that left hand. So if you can see here, I'm sinking and I'm dropping my ear to the shoulder. That's a big exaggeration, but I want you to push and make some space here. One more breath. Exhale, right hand down, left knee down, toes tuck, take it back into downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Right leg can travel up to the sky. Bend your right knee and slightly open your right hip to the right side of the room. Bring a nice stretch into the front of the right thigh. Push into your left heel at the same time. Trying to lift your right knee to the ceiling. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Look to the hands. Bring your right knee into the chest. Step that right foot all the way forwards. Take your time. Lift up to a high lunge. Breathe in. And then breathe out. You can go a little bit deeper. Breathe in. So it might mean straightening that front leg. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more breath. Exhale. Warrior two. Right arm forwards, left arm back. Sit into your right thigh. Push into the feet and really reach across the arms. So find as much space as you can across the arms. Keep that depth in the right thigh. Take your right hand to the inside of the right foot and sweep your left arm up and over. A big circle with that top left arm. Two more. Inhale all the way up. Exhale over. One more. Inhale up. Exhale over. Let the left hand come down to the ground. Walk your hands around to the left foot. So come all the way to face the back of your mat. When you get to the back of the mat, rest your right knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the side. So draw your elbows down. Sorry if you can't see that. I've now got you facing the back. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, pull the elbows into the side. So you're opening the chest as you do that. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms down. Take your hands to the floor. Step back into downward facing. Take your time here. Waist pulls in. You can stay there, or if you want to add a vinyasa to the practice, come forwards to a plank position. Knees, chest and chin all lower down in your plank. Push into your hands to lift the chest, upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale, pull the waist in, downward facing dog. Breathe together for 1. Exhale. For 2. Exhale. Other side, so take your left leg up to the sky. Bend your left knee, open the left hip. Stretch through the front of the left thigh, down the inside and the back of the right leg. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. Bring the left knee into the chest. Step that left foot to the top of your mat. So you're still facing the back of the room. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Steady yourself. Exhale a little deeper into the right hip. Inhale. Exhale. So it might mean you come all the way up on the in-breath, straighten that front leg. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Warrior 2. Left arm forwards, right arm back. Bend into your left knee. Stretch out across the arm. Take your left hand to the inside of the left leg. Draw big circles with that top right arm. 1. Rotate all the way up and over. 2. And 3. On your third one, the hand will come to the floor. Stay low. Walk your hands all the way around to your right foot. Rest the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms down by the side. Squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, pull the arms down by the side. One more inhale. And exhale, take your hands all the way to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Pull the waist in. Everyone come forwards to a plank position. Rest your knees down to the floor and then come all the way down to the ground. Make a pillow with the hands on which you can rest the forehead. So you have something you can rest the forehead on. Relax the body, especially the hips, the lower back. Take a big inhale breath and a big exhale breath. Then I want you to bring the legs together, squeeze the legs together so you've got one strong leg. Feel the glutes squeeze, so squeeze the buttocks, and then keep your forehead and hand connection. Lift your upper body, lift the forehead, the hands, the elbows. Hold it here for 5. Squeeze the legs together, 4. Keep breathing, 3, 2, 1. Hands come down, toes tuck, and sit your hips all the way back to the heels. Walk your hands in. Walk your hands up to the thighs and just check that your little toe is also tucked underneath with the other toes. So you should get a nice stretch through the feet. Hands onto the thighs, close the eyes. We're going to breathe here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 3 more. I know it's intense, but stick with it. 2 more. Last one. And then come forwards to the hands. Pat the feet out if you like, kind of get rid of that stress through the toes. And then move into downward facing and see how that feels now through the feet. Now you've opened up the feet. Can you take the heels further to the floor? Is there more space? Soften the knees. Walk your feet in all the way to the hands. Relax the body forward and fold. Breathe in and out. Hands reach a bit further forward, so maybe to the top of the mat. It doesn't matter if the knees are bent. If you have blocks, you can use blocks, one underneath each hand. Transfer the weight into the left foot. Kick your right leg back behind you. And then I want you to look even further forwards. So as you look forwards, you extend through the back. We come out of that rounded position. Challenge our balance a little more. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Swap over, bring the right foot down. And then take the left leg back. Reach the left heel back. Look forwards, open the chest, extend. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Bring the feet together. Feet together, bend into your knees and reach the arms up to the sky for your chair position. Pull the waist in. Relax the shoulders. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and out. Rise to standing. Take the hands down by the side. Just close the eyes. Stand tall. Find the length through the spine. Push the feet down into the ground. So maybe lift all 10 toes and then push them down into the floor. Again, lift all 10 toes and then push them down into the ground. Bring your right knee into the chest. Take your left hand to the front of the right knee. Reach your right arm back behind you. So we're twisting to the right hand side. The strength is up through that left leg. The waist pulls in, so we try and pull that right knee in nice and close. We reach those right fingertips back, stretching down all the way through the arm, towards the chest, across the collarbones. Come back to center. See if you can do this without dropping the leg. Come into a tree. So place your right foot to the inside of the shin or all the way up to the thigh if you like, just not on the knee. Hands into prayer. Think height, so think lift. Reach the arms out wide. Exhale. Now you can fix your gaze either on the wall in front of you or maybe look down to the floor 4 or 5 feet out in front of you. Take your right hand down to the thigh if you want the next variation. And then take your left arm over to the right so you get this side bend Have to challenge the balance. Push your hips to the left. Reach your arms up and over to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And out. Rise back up. Reach your arms to the sky. Hands into prayer. Place your right foot down. And then bring your left knee into the chest. Hold on to the left knee and reach your right arm. No, hold on to the left knee and reach your left arm back. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Breathe in. Stretch back, breathe out. So think about breathing in, maybe finding that pause. And then stretching even further round to the left. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And let it go. And back to the center. Left foot to the inside of the right shin. Hands into prayer. Notice if that left knee tries to creep forwards, push the left knee out. So you're trying to open that inner thigh. Reach the arms up to the sky. Breathe in. And out. Fix your gaze. Maybe take the left hand down. Right arm has to reach up before it can come over, or you'll just compress too much into the left side. So we want to make sure we find that height and then we take the side bend. Slowly, carefully bring it back. Place both feet down, reach both arms up. Chin to chest, roll the body all the way down. So curl through the upper back, pull the waist in, reach down to the floor. Soften your knees a little and take them a bit wider apart so you're more comfortable in your stance. Left hand stays down, right arm reaches up to the sky. Stretch those right fingertips as high as you can. See if you can start to straighten the right leg as well. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. See if you can straighten the left leg. Exhale, bring it down. Once more, each side, all the way up to the right. And bring it down. All the way up to the left. And bring it down. Push your hands into the floor, step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out one. Inhale. Exhale two. And then take a big step. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. Rest your left knee down. Your right foot is currently down on the floor. I want you to let the sole of the foot lift as you take the right hand and slightly push your right knee out to the side. So only gently, don't force anything. Find that twist around the outside of the right hip. So if you can see here, you're just encouraging that right knee out. Take a breath. Exhale. Breathe in. And out. One more. And let it go. Bring both hands down. Take your right knee back and step your left foot forwards. Let the left foot lift as the left knee moves out. And then if you need the hand, you might not need the hand to encourage that left thigh out. You might just be able to let it move out to the side. And feel that it's a twist all the way around the top of the hips. It goes all the way around the outside. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Place both hands down. Take the left knee back next to the right knee, and then just walk your feet, your knees forwards. Take a seat. So extend both legs out. And then you're going to bring the left, so if you can see just my left leg, I'm bringing that left leg round. So bend your left knee on the floor. Take your right foot all the way to the outside of the left hip. So my left knee is bent underneath me. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work both knees in line. You can see there. So, and I'm trying to at the same time bring my feet back to the side of the hips. So I've got one leg crossed right over the other leg, hands onto the feet. Now just lean forwards over the thighs. And that should unlock a stretch around the outside of the hips. If it doesn't, it means that top right leg, you can probably bring it further over. So the knees really truly stack, and then try leaning forwards. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more. Exhale. Now lift up, keep the legs where they are. Take your right arm up to the sky. Bend your right elbow so the hand comes down the back. Take your left hand behind you and bring it up the back, trying to reach fingertips. If you don't reach your fingertips, just grab your t-shirt. And then keeping that connection, you're going to lean forwards so the legs are still the same. We've now just brought in the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Don't worry if you, especially if you've had a shoulder niggle or an injury, it might not be that easy to do this on one side. The other side might be absolutely fine. So make sure you do give it a go when we come to the other side. You'll still get benefits from just sat leaning forwards. Rise up. Let both hands go. Take the legs out, give them a little bit of a shake. And then this time the right leg is coming underneath. So right foot comes to the outside of the left hip, left leg comes on top, foot comes to the side, and I try my best to stack those knees on top of one another. Push into your feet. Give your seat bones a wriggle into the floor and then lean forwards. And as I said, one side might be very different to the other. So see how that feels. I find pushing my feet down kind of helps. I don't really know why, because anatomically it doesn't really make any difference. But if you push down on your feet, I find it helps. But you experiment and see what works for you. Big breaths. And if you can't feel anything, it maybe means that left knee can come even further over. If you can't feel anything at all, try and sit your left seat bone down to the floor and see if that intensifies things. Rise up. Take your left arm up to the sky, bend your left elbow. Right hand comes up the back, meet the fingertips, and then lean forwards. If you're taking that variation through the arms. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Roll all the way up. Let the arms go, take the legs out. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. And then take them into a wide V shape. Hands just come behind you. Lift your hips up and see if you can bring them further forwards so the legs go a little bit wider. We've done a lot to unlock around the hips, so you should be able to get a little bit further forwards and wider through the legs. Bring the hands forwards. And then just try not to round forwards. Try and imagine you've got a straight spine and you're just going to tilt the spine forwards. So you're just going to keep leaning forwards. So you might start on a kind of 45-degree line, and then with time, you'll be able to bring things forwards. Just keep persevering. Keep lifting up through the thighs. So try and keep the front of your legs strong. Try not to just flop through the legs. I want you to keep the toes pulling back. And even try and turn the toes outwards if you like. So there's a bit of an external rotation in the thighs. See if that gives you more space to come forwards. Take a breath in and out. Take a breath in and out. Walk your hands back. Bring both legs together. So you've got one long leg to the top of the mat. And then look at where the knees are. Plant your feet to where the knees were. Reach the arms out by the side. Waist comes in, round down through the spine. So massage your spine to the floor. Pull the waist in, slowly roll it down. Arms come down by the side, head relaxes back. Walk your feet a little bit closer. Pull the waist down and in. Lift your hips up to the sky. Pushing into the feet, lifting up through the hips, squeezing through the glutes. Take an inhale and an exhale. Breathe in and out. 2 more, in and out. Breath in and out. Roll it down. Take your time, no rush. Rest your hips to the floor. Take your arms out to the side, nice and wide. Wriggle your feet a little bit wider on the mat, and then just rock your knees from right and then over to the left, back to the right, and over to the left. Next time they come over to the right side, I want you to stay there. Knees to the right, gaze over to the left fingertips. And if you want more, lift your right ankle, place it on the left thigh, and stretch through that left hip. So self-assist, you're pulling that left thigh down, finding more length and more space through the hip. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Let the knees fall over to the left side. And then maybe your left ankle goes on top of the right thigh. Stretch through that right hip. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Stretch your legs way down to the far corners of the mat. Arms can stay out to the side if you like, or you can bring the hands, place them back onto the belly like we started. Drop the shoulders into the mats. Relax down through the hips and the lower back. Let your feet turn out to the side so the legs truly relax. Take a big breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. Big breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. And just relax. Imagine someone's placing a really big, heavy blanket on top of you. And the weight of the blanket holds you down, relaxes you, grounds you, holds you in that comfortable space. There's a little bit of movement in the chest against the blanket. But overall, the body is held in this comfortable, calm place. Notice the softness of the expression. Absence of tension in the shoulders, around the neck or the throat. Minimal movements. Bring the right knee into the chest. Hold the right knee in, and then bring the left knee into the chest. Just hug the knees in nice and close. Lift your shoulders, lift your chest. Squeeze yourself into this small little ball shape. And then rock that to a seat. Cross the legs. Place the hands onto the knees. Close the eyes. Sit nice and tall. Pull the shoulders back so they're stacked vertically up on top of the seat bones, not leaning forwards, not falling back. Easy breath with a little pause maybe. So we're not rushing for the next breath. Bring the hands into prayer heart center. Bow the chin into the chest. And just thank yourself for giving up time to practice. Namaste.